Thank you for staying with us. The University of Namibia has announced its introduction of its corporate work integrated education program commencing in 2025. The mandatory program, a key component of Unam's newly transformed curriculum launched in 2023, requires all undergraduate students to complete practical work experience in their third year. Now, to tell us more on that program is the coordinator responsible for industry and cooperative education at Unam, that's Dr. Lovisa Nghipandulwa. Good morning, ma'am, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
All right, then. How many students are you targeting with this program?
We are targeting about 3,000 students. But maybe I should also just mention that this specific program is just one of the amplified activities that the university added in addition to what the university has already been doing. Because in the past, we had programs that have adopted work integrated learning as a formal part of the curriculum, particularly our professional programs like your nursing, your medicine, engineering, education, and so forth. However, there were a few programs that did not incorporate this approach. So overall...
So which ones were those?
Such as economics, sociology, visual arts, marketing,
media.
If I can, media has been always been part of this approach. Yeah. So a point was reached where it was felt that it was time to ensure that all our students should be treated equally. They should get that opportunity to be exposed to the industries before they exit the university.
So why the third year? Why not second? I know that the fourth year part has been there, but why the third year? Why in the third year?
All right. This came about in collaboration with our stakeholders. Remember, when we develop our program, we develop them with the input from our stakeholders. And even when curriculums are being revamped or being reviewed, stakeholders plays an important role. So there was that agreement that was agreed upon that at that level, at least students have gained enough grounded theory, and they are now ready to launch out and apply what they have learned in their curriculum. And at the end of the day, you need to have specific number of credits in the classroom, in this activity and that activity, and the specific credits that were assigned to that work integrated learning module is equivalent to a particular duration of time during the third year of their studies.
So then talk to us about the value aspect of the program. Have you, what are you looking at? What, apart now from the credits that you just described, what else are you looking at in terms of the value that this particular program is to add to the studies of the learners?
Yeah, you see, the world is evolving, and we are, as an institution of higher learning, we are trying to produce graduates that are well-grounded, that are in a position to be responsive to real societal needs, be it locally or also internationally. So at the end of the day, you want to have a graduate that is well exposed, that has an enriched learning experience, so that you don't just keep them in the classroom, but you also expose them to situations where they can learn other skills that they will not necessarily gain in the classroom. So for instance, now we are in a time where your degree alone is no longer enough to get you a job. There has to be something that an employer will identify that will set you apart from the next degree holder. And that is when aspects such as the soft skills comes in. Somebody will look at you and they will tell this one, the emotional intelligence, I think she is here, teamwork is zero, stuff like that. I wouldn't want to have somebody like that, for instance, around me. But if you expose your students to practical environment where they can learn these skills, because sometimes these are skills that no one will really sit down and teach you. But if you put a student in a practical environment, they can pick it up from the way the supervisors or the co-workers are behaving, are treating their customers, and so forth.
So it's similar to the on-the-job learning type of environment.
Yeah, very
now,
similar.
Doctor, there are so many concerns in the job market now because the employers would always list reasons like to say that the graduates being produced by our institutions of higher learning, Unam included, specifically the fields do not align with the requirement or the pressing needs of the job market. Does this program also cover some of those concerns by the employers or the industry stakeholders?
Yes, certainly. As I said before, our programs are designed to respond to real needs. You wouldn't just wake up and say, I want to offer a program in this area, unless there was that agreement between you and the industry to say, I pay the national skills audit, for instance. We think we lack skills in this area and in this area and in this area. And then it's up to the institution to find a way to incorporate now those skills through the formal qualifications and also through specific modules such as this one that is being introduced. So, yeah.
So have you partnered with the employers? Or
yeah, certainly we do have a pool of partners that have been coming along with us. The government being the main stakeholder through the different ministries and agencies, but also a variety of private sector and community-based settings. However, we are in need of more partners to come on board because work-integrated learning is an approach that is dependent on three partners. That is the student, the institution of higher learning, and the industries or a community-based settings or wherever the students will be attached to. So certainly we cannot successfully implement this program without our stakeholders coming on board. So certainly that is the key message. That is why I'm here, to carry out that message and to say, come on board, help us with this approach. Yeah.
Now, Doctor, a program of this nature, how does Unam intend on monitoring it and evaluating to ensure that it is a success, and if there are challenges, address it along the way? What are the mechanisms in place from that aspect? Thank
you very much. It's a very important question. We have internal measures in place, starting with the policy that on work-integrated learning or work-integrated education that is guiding the implementation of this program. We have structures also at the university. We have a unit which I represent, the industry and cooperative education housed in the Center for Innovation in Learning and Teaching, which work very closely with structures in the faculties also. So every school have a dedicated person, every faculty, every program, that at least attend to day-to-day interaction-based activities with the industries, be it in terms of preparing letters to those industries to sensitize them that, look, we are about to reach June, our students are about to come out now, can you please accommodate 5 here and 5 there? And they are, of course, there to also just ensure that students are well taken care of. There is regular communication. If there are challenges occurring, the industries will know where to go in terms of raising those challenges so that they can be addressed.
Now, the program is starting in 2025. We are just a few months away from 2025, Doctor.
Yeah.
So who are the first batch of students from which faculty, which field of study, who would be going out into the industry?
At the moment, the focus is more on our sciences fields, as well as the economics, political science, agriculture, I think to a certain extent, sociology, arts, and so forth. Because some of our
identification has been done already.
Yes, identification has been done already. Faculties have reached out to specific stakeholders to say this is our need, but also to amplify that in that activity, we have a planned stakeholder engagement to take place next year, early next year, through the Office of the Vice Chancellor, in which specific representatives from different sectors will be called to that platform so that they can be formally also just be told what the current status quo is and where our needs are.
Now, Doctor, in a case where a student is unable to cope or has not failed per se, but experience shortcomings within the program, what happens?
Communications are made clear when we release these students to the industries. The contact person or the liaison person on the part of the industries, there is that regular engagement that takes place to say, should you notice maybe A, B, C, or D, it can come either from the supervisor in the industry or also from the student themselves. Kindly report that to us. Then the coordinator within the department where the student came from will be in a position to assess what the situation is. Is it something that they can handle there and then, or is it maybe something that requires additional support, maybe for instance from our student counselor's office or whatever the case is. But generally, all we are saying is we have systems in place. Any support. Challenges, they are welcome to alert the staff.
So, after the students have completed the third year, going into fourth year, will they still be required to carry out practical studies?
Not in the specified program that are being targeted through this program. Yeah, but generally, some of our other programs, for instance, if I'm to give you nursing, they already start in their first year. And that is a regular occurrence throughout until they finish, because it is a very practical bearing and oriented program. Yeah, but of course it differs from one program to another, but the structure now is that with the program that are targeted under this specific program, they are only expected to be exposed during the third year.
During the third year. Anything else you'd love to add, Doctor, as we are wrapping up?
I think it is really just to plead to our stakeholders out there to say, as an institution, we cannot do this alone. We need their input. We need them to come closer, because this is also an opportunity for them to gain access to future potential employees, and an opportunity also to inform us in terms of what is missing perhaps in the curriculum content or in the certain skill set of our graduates. So it is an opportunity to interact also on that level, so that at the end of the day, we produce graduates that will benefit the society at large, and that will be in a position to be innovative and to come up with solution to real problems.
You want to send out your students as tailor-made for the industries.
Very, very much correct.
All right, then thank you so much, Doctor, for coming in.
All right, thank you for having me as well.
Okay, then that's Dr. Lovisa Nghipandulwa, who is the coordinator at Unam, responsible for industry and cooperative education.